Hello, my name is Ria, and welcome to Gentle Productivity, a channel where we strive to be perfectly imperfect. So today we're going to talk about something that actually really is a big problem for me, and that is perfectionism, or rather, how to deal with perfectionism if you are a perfectionist like me. For a long time, I thought that I actually wasn't a perfectionist, because I would start a bunch of things and I would never finish them, and I thought a perfectionist tries to complete things to the best of their ability. How could you be a perfectionist if you keep starting things and not really doing any work on them and then that's it? But I found out through a lot of self-reflection and therapy that the reason why I was starting things and not finishing them was because midway through, I would realize that I couldn't finish it as perfectly as I wanted to, and because I couldn't make it perfect, it wasn't worth spending time on it at all. So my perfectionism manifests in being so self-critical that unless something is perfect, I'd rather not do it. That's why I cannot play games. I am the worst person to play any game with, whether it's chess or a card game or Mario Kart or especially Super Smash Brothers. Oh my god, that is such a pet peeve of mine. I am such a sore loser, and the second I realize I'm not good at something and I can't win, like the second I start a Super Smash Brothers battle and I realize that I cannot win, oh my god, I freak out, want to throw the controller, I become perfectly unbearable, I am a disaster. If any of these things sound at all familiar, if you ever find yourself looking at something you've done and thinking, this is crap, I hate it, and never feeling satisfied with anything you do, if you feel like it's better to just sit and watch TV all day because you can't do anything right anyway, then you might be a perfectionist like me, and welcome to our miserable club. You're welcome here. So today I want to talk about how to live with it. Once you've identified that you're a perfectionist and that is making you miserable, I don't know, maybe there are perfectionists that actually like it and thrive on that, but I don't know any. I don't know if there are any perfectionists that actually like being perfectionists. If you do, great for you, but I don't, and I'm sure many of you don't either. So how do we learn to live with it? In short, I think that you need to escape the all or nothing mindset by embracing fucking gray zone. The key to battling the perfectionist mindset is to force yourself to change your thinking a little bit. So instead of thinking that things must be done perfectly or not at all, that it's better to not do anything at all if you can't do it 100%, you need to learn to do things little by little and kind of poorly. And it's gonna suck and it's gonna hurt, but you gotta do it. That's the only way. You gotta force yourself out of the perfection and do things badly and embrace that. So that being said, it's not so simple, and there's a mental trick that you need to do. Because for me personally, I cannot just accept doing things half-assedly. Like, I cannot be at peace with myself to just say, oh, I'll do this badly. No, I will hate myself if I do that. So the way to escape that is to realize that you will still build to perfection, but you're gonna start here and slowly, step by step, improve and build it up to perfect. So you're still gonna reach there, you're just accepting that it's not gonna happen immediately, and it's gonna be a little bit of a curved path. So I wanna talk about some personal examples of how I've been trying to embrace the gray zone and how that's been going for me. The first area is exercise. In early July, after graduating from college, I moved out of the dorms into this apartment, and because now I didn't have any roommates distracting me anymore, I realized this is the perfect time to build exercise into my life and actually make it a consistent habit. So I wanted to exercise 5 times a week because that is what my Fitbit told me, and apparently I let electronic devices define my life. I knew that this would be hard. I had tried making exercise a regular habit, but I would exercise like twice a week or give up on it, or do 3 times one week, 4 times another week, and then once another week, and then nothing for 2 weeks. And I would be completely inconsistent, and then I would give up because I wasn't hitting the 5 days a week, so why would I try at all? I decided to start small, like really small. Like, I thought, what is the minimum amount of exercise that I can force myself to do, even if I wake up late and I have to start work and I have to eat breakfast and I really don't have the time and I have to be somewhere, or I'm just too tired and I really don't feel like it, what is the minimum amount of time I can always force myself to do? And that to me was 10 minutes. Or one video from this Pilates channel that I really, really love, Vloggy Lattes, I will link to it down below. So some of the videos, the shorter ones, are 10 minutes, some are 15, some are 20. So I decided I have to do at least one video, and that can be a short one, and that's fine. Even though technically she pairs her videos and has a calendar of the 3 or 4 videos you need to do in each day. No, I would just do one, I would sweat, and that would count. This way, I could check off the habit in my habit tracking app on my phone, in the Fitbit app, and say I worked out that day. It counts, I exercised, I sweated, I got my heart rate up, even though it was just for 10 minutes. This was hard because usually I think that exercise doesn't count unless I do it for half an hour or more. I've had summers where I would go to the gym for 3 hours a day, every day, and that is what I think being fit means, even though I know that is a little bit too much and that was probably unhealthy, but that, in my head, is what fitness means. At least half an hour, more like an hour, but I have a full-time job, I have a bunch of hobbies, like apparently making videos, and I have to take care of my cat, and I still have to sleep, and I just cannot go to the gym for 3 hours a day. So initially, I made a deal with myself. I would only have this rule at first because I was really unfit and exercising for a long time was hard, and I would just start out by doing 10 minutes a day before I figured out how to fit more time in my schedule and got used to it and sucked it up. But funnily enough, it's been 4 months. No, it's been 3.5 months, and I'm still working out 5 times a week without fail because of this rule. Yesterday, for example, I only worked out for 10 minutes. The day before, I ran for half an hour. I have never missed a dentist appointment or been late to a meeting or fucked up my workday because of 10 minutes. That's why it's easier to convince myself to do it. And the funny thing is, I found that my body has been becoming more fit, and now most of the time I do exercise for half an hour, sometimes even a little bit more. I'm sure that in a few more months I will start exercising for 1 hour at a time a few times a week. But I'm not there yet, and I've seen huge improvement, and this is the most consistent I've been with exercise in years. So that's that. Area number 2. Habit goals. So I started working with a life coach a little bit earlier, and we set some goals for me. The goals initially were set as 1 hour of Japanese learning a day, 1 hour of online courses a day for my professional development, and half an hour of reading. I did that for about a week, and then I realized it was way too much. Now, my natural tendency is to say, oh, it's too much, it, I'm not gonna do it at all. That's done, we're done. And life got in the way, sometimes I would have too many meetings, sometimes I would be too tired, sometimes I would just spend too much time making lunch, and suddenly it's 10 p.m. and I don't have time to do all of my habits. So I needed to prioritize, and I decided, okay, I don't want to completely give up on things, so how about I take a few weeks to build back up to this. For the first week, I'm just gonna do online courses, 1 hour a day, then I'm gonna add half an hour of Japanese, and eventually I will add reading. Surprise, surprise, I'm actually still not there. But looking back on those few months, I have done online courses pretty much like 4 times out of 5. I've done the online courses for like 9 times out of 10. I do them. I have done Japanese more than half the time. I have been reading pretty regularly when I didn't finish a book for fun in over a year prior to this. And I'm getting so much more done just because I'm accepting, okay, I will build up to it. And I still tell myself that I want to be the person that does 1 hour of Japanese, 1 hour of online courses, half an hour of reading, maybe even 1 hour of reading every single day. I want to be that. And I still want to run for 1 hour in the morning. I don't know how I have so many hours, but in my head, this is what I have to do. And I'm telling myself I will get there. I will be that person. And that's okay. That is just taking me a long time to get there. To being perfect. It's taking time. And very important mental trick. Just because I changed the goals and my goal is set at just 1 hour of online courses and Japanese or reading aren't a goal, that doesn't mean that I can't do that. If I feel like it, I can do Japanese, I can do reading. They're just not in my habit tracking app. Well, Japanese is now, but it took a while to get there. It's not in my habit tracking app. I'm not maintaining a streak, and most importantly, I do not feel bad when I don't get around to it. Because my goal is little And perfectly hitting that goal doesn't actually take that much. So it still scratches that perfectionist itch because I ticked everything off, but the ticking off is a little bit easier. One of the main obstacles I've had is, first of all, you can see all the mental hoops I'm jumping through to make this work with my perfectionist mindset and to convince myself that it's actually worth my time. And I really hope that these hoops I've been jumping through are actually helpful for you and can help you convince your monkey brain of the same things. One of the main issues with my mindset that I found is the fear of losing time. In my head, I feel like if I don't do everything at once, then I will not have enough time to get to where I want to be. Like, that's the fear. I fear that, I don't know, I'm gonna die in a car crash in a month. I don't know why I think this way, but I think I don't have enough time to get everything done unless I start doing it right now perfectly. Like, if I don't do Japanese right now, I will never learn Japanese because if I start in a year, that's too late. But the way I've dealt with it is partly by looking back and thinking, I've wanted to learn Japanese for years now, and I keep procrastinating on it and not getting started because I think it's too late. And it's multiple years later and it's still not too late. That means it's not going to be too late in a year. It's not going to be too late in 2 years. And it's especially not going to be too late in 2 weeks. It's been really hard, but I've been realizing that by taking it one habit at a time and building it up really slowly, I'm progressing more than I would have otherwise. Yes, like, it's gonna be slower at the start, but overall I will accomplish much more. It's like exponential increase. A little bit, and then more, and suddenly, woo, we're here in the perfect zone. And maybe I'll never reach the perfect zone, but I'm telling myself I'll get close enough to it. I've been working out exactly like I want to for 3 months. I've not been able to say that since I was in the cross-country team in high school and I was forced to work out every day. I guess the conclusion here is that when your brain is you gotta with it. I've said way too many times today. I hope it's not too hard to beep things out in editing. I've never done that before. I guess the conclusion is, if you're a perfectionist, you have to roll with it. You have to accept that your brain has these hang-ups that are irrational, that are kind of stupid, that are getting in your way, but they're there. That's the way you think. So you gotta find ways to get around it and beat it by kind of agreeing with it and taking it for the ride. I agree with my perfectionism. I say, yes, we have to do things perfectly, but we will take some time. It's like I take it by the hand and we go for a walk, and I'm not telling it that we're going to the doctor, but eventually we end up there and it's fine and I've beaten it. And I do have to lie to my brain, but I don't think that's evil. I think that's helpful. I wish that you would learn to lie to your brain. If you think this is good advice, or you think it's terrible and you want to hate watch, or you just want to hear more from me in any way, please do like this video, maybe leave a comment, and press subscribe because way more is coming your way from my perfectionist brain to yours. Bye! Hi.